Good morning. Welcome to Wellness by Degrees. Today we're going to do a sequence based really lightly off of the Ashtanga Yoga Short Primary Series. So you'll need two chairs, one right next to each other with a little bit of space in between. Let's get started. So begin sitting in one of your chairs. It's not too important which chair it is. Move into your mountain pose by pressing the feet evenly into the ground. Maybe lift the toes a little. Roll the shoulders back. Tuck in the rib cage. Draw the neck nice and long. With the head flat, the chin might tuck slightly. You can keep the eyes opened here or close them, whatever is more comfortable to you. Begin to bring your awareness to the breath, the inhales and the exhales, trying to move the breath into the nose, trying to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Begin to deepen the breath, creating three-dimensional breathing, drawing the breath through the rib cage, expanding both the back and the front of the body. On the next inhale, open the eyes if they're closed. And exhale, allow the hands to drop down to the sides. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up, flip the palms up, and then let them rise wherever they go to. It's okay if they don't come all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward. So you can rest the hands on the knees, or you can reach all the way down towards those toes. Inhale, come halfway up. So either look up or rise halfway up on the knees. And exhale, fold completely, wherever completely is for you. Inhale, we're going to come up. You might slide forward on your chair so that you can stick the feet out in front of you, legs straight, arms will come up. And exhale, draw the arms into the chest as if we're doing a push-up. Inhale, bring the hands down and the feet back in. Exhale, drop the hands by the sides. Inhale, let's let the arms come up again. Gaze might lift slightly, hands might come together. And exhale, bring the hands down. Great job. From here, let's stand up. We're going to do that again. That was an adaptation of sun salutation. We'll just do it standing. So make sure that your feet are wide enough that you feel comfortable. You have a slight bend in the knees. We're not locking the knees back. Inhale, bring the arms up. Flip the palms and then let them rise as high as you're comfortable. And exhale, we're going to fold forward, hinging at the hips about halfway, bringing the hands either above the knees, below the knees, or reaching for the toes. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold back down to wherever you're reaching. Inhale, let's roll through the spine now. All the way up, the hands will follow. And exhale, let the hands drop down by the sides. Great job. Let's come over to the other chair, take a seat, and we'll do that one more time sitting. So feet press into the ground, shoulders roll back. Drop the hands. Inhale, hands come up, flip the palms. And exhale, we're leaning forward, hands on the knees or down to the ground. Inhale, look forward, wherever you are, or lift up from the knees. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, let's come up, sticking the feet out, knees are straight, hands come forward. And exhale, draw the hands in towards the chest. Inhale, hands come down as the feet come in. And exhale, drop the hands by the sides. Great job. From here, we'll do something similar. So let's start here. We'll inhale, the hands will come up above the head or as high as you want them to go. They can stay shoulder length. Exhale, we're coming down either to the knees or to the ground. Inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come back up, sticking the feet out, hands out. Exhale, draw the hands in towards the body. From here, we'll bring the hands down as the feet come towards us. Inhale, we'll move into cat-cow, so we arch the spine, and exhale, round the spine. Inhale, coming back up, we're moving over to the right side, so step the right foot out. Left foot comes slightly over. You can grab the back of your chair, moving into warrior one. So we'll press that right foot into the ground. Left foot, level one, we're staying here. The knee slightly down, heel slightly up. Level two, we drop the knee down to the floor. And level three, we might stretch that leg out behind us. That's the fullest level. Hands stay here. They might come to heart center. Or you might bring one or both hands up above the head. Let's take a couple breaths here. Really feeling yourself in the pose, trying to lift up through the spine, trying not to crunch anything, and exhale. If the arm is up, let's bring the arms down and let's walk that leg back. Great job. Coming back to center. From here, let's stand up. We're going to move in between the chairs. This time, as the arms come up, we're going to put a slight bend in the knees. So think of sitting part of the way down. If this is really uncomfortable for your knees or they don't have a lot of strength in the knees and ankles and you're uncomfortable, you don't have to bend the knees. So inhale, as the arms come up, the knees will bend slightly. So this is a really modified chair pose. You can also do it with the chair behind you if that feels more comfortable. And exhale, we'll straighten the knees first. And then reach down, either planting our hands above the knees, below the knees, or reaching for the toes. Inhale, we're gonna come halfway up, so look forward. And exhale, hold back down. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. As the arms come up, the knees might bend. And exhale, arms come back down, stepping over to our other chair. Take a seat. This is a lot more active than some of the other sequences I've done, but it should be a really good workout and it should be fun as well. So doing what we did on the other chair. Drop the hands by the sides. On the inhale, we bring the hands up, flip the palms. They might rise above the head. Exhale, fold forward to wherever that is for you. Inhale, come halfway up either from the ground or the knees. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, coming all the way up, sticking the feet out, legs are straight, hands come out, and exhale, draw the hands into the chest. Modified push-up. Inhale, come back with the knees, setting the hands on the legs. Inhale, arch the spine, moving into our cat-cow, and exhale, around the spine. Great job. Inhale, coming back to center. Let's move over to the left side. So left foot comes over, right foot will follow. We might drop that right hip off. We're moving into warrior one on the other side. So foot might drop back just a little bit. You might drop the knee down to the ground, or you might stretch that foot all the way out behind you. Arms can stay where they're at, come to heart center, or one or both arms can reach up towards the ceiling. Let's take a couple breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Moving at your own pace, take a couple more. This is the part where we slow it down for a minute. Great, if the arms are up, let's let them come back. We can move the legs back and come back to center. Great job. From here, you're welcome to do it sitting or standing. We're going to inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, hinging at the hips, trying to keep the spine long. We're going to hinge as far as we can. So it might be with hands above the knees. We might wrap our hands behind our ankles, or we might reach down to our toes. So wherever you are, you're going to be staying and stretching. If you're really comfortable, you can do this standing as well. So if you want to do it sitting, you can just go into that now. Or standing, you'll hinge forward at the hips, reach down either to just above the knees. You might reach your hand around the backs of the knees, or you might reach down and try to touch your toes, but we're trying to keep the spine long. We don't want to round the spine. So find the area that's comfortable for you. And take a couple minutes to breathe here. Be aware of how you're feeling. If you start feeling lightheaded at all, take a seat or come up from where you're at. So we're trying to inhale and stay, and then exhale, maybe bend a little bit deeper. Again, only do things that you feel comfortable with the balance and with where you're at. Everyone, roll slowly back up. I'm going to move to the opposite chair. You can stay on the same chair. And take a couple breaths here. You might close the eyes. Take a moment to reset. Inversions or anything where your head goes down can be really good, but it can also make you lightheaded. So we don't want to cause any dizziness. Let the body reset. Great job. And then let's stand up and come to the center of our chairs. We're going to do a modified triangle pose. So you might need to move the chairs out just a little bit. You're going to stand between the chairs, open the legs generously, and then we're going to turn the toes so that both of them are facing over towards the right. From here, you're going to hinge at the hips and set the right arm down onto the chair. So we're holding ourselves up with our core and our legs. We're not putting a lot of pressure on that wrist. It's just there to help support us. You can leave the opposite arm or hand on the waist, or you can stretch it up towards the ceiling, trying to open up the chest and get a nice stretch through that side. This might feel kind of uncomfortable at first. You can also step the legs a little bit wider if that's what's comfortable for your body. It should feel a little uncomfortable, but if you're feeling any pain, then you want to back off. So try to take a couple deep breaths here. Press in through your fingers to help protect the wrist, and remember not to put too much pressure on that wrist. Inhale, let's come up and stretch the arms to either side. And then we're pivoting the feet over to the left, and we're going to do the same thing on the left. So we're going to bend down, holding ourselves with our core. You might keep one hand on the waist, or when you're ready, if you feel comfortable, you can also stretch it up towards the ceiling. Breathe deeply here. If you're having trouble breathing, you might need to back out a little bit, either by bringing the arm down, or maybe by straightening up a little bit, or opening the legs a little wider. Inhale, let's come up, stretch the arms to either side, and exhale, bring the arms down by the side. Great job, step together. Take a deep inhale, and a full exhale. One more time, deep inhale, and full exhale. From here, we're going to try a little bit of a twist. So we're bringing the legs to the same position. We're going to point both toes over to the right. Feet might be open a little bit wider so that you have better balance. And then we're going to lean forward, hinging at the hips. Bring both hands to the chair. And then you might walk the hands over to the back edge of the chair, and you might bring one hand up onto the back of the chair and turn. So this could be a slight twist for those who want to add a twist, or you can just stay facing forward. Take a couple breaths in your twist. And walk it out. Coming up first and then coming to center. Inhale and exhale, drop the arms. Okay, moving to the other side. So we're going to step the feet so that they're facing to the left. Put the hands on the waist and hinge at the hips. From here we bring the hands down onto the chair. And then you might walk them towards the back of the chair. If you're comfortable, you can just stay forward if you want. You might lift one hand onto the back of the chair for some leverage, and then push down so that you turn your core towards the back of the room. If you're in the twist or anywhere else, let's take a couple breaths. And exhale, come out of it and stand back up. Great job. Let's move to the chair on the right and take a seat. Moving back into that mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. It's always important to keep breathing. Inhale, if the eyes are closed, open them, and exhale. On the next inhale, let's move it over to this side, dropping one leg off. We're moving into like a side angle stretch. It kind of is similar to Warrior Two, only we're going to be bending forward. So options for the legs, you can open them just slightly so that you're balanced. You could open it a little bit further, or you can stretch this leg back, trying to flatten the foot on the floor. From here, we're going to bring the back arm down. So we'll turn the hips forward, turn the torso forward, and then we're going to lean down. If that's comfortable for you, you can just keep both hands on the waist and stay tall, or lean down and set that elbow just above the knee. You're welcome to stay here. And again, you could be doing this with your leg here or here as well. So wherever you're at, you can stay there. Option to test yourself to add a little bit more challenge, you might stretch the arm out above the head. If you have the mobility in the shoulder, and if you wanted to try that out. Just take a couple breaths here. And then inhale, let's sit back up. Wherever the legs are, let's walk them back over to the right. And come back to center. Great job. You're welcome to stay on the same chair. I'm gonna move, just to make it more interesting, over to my other chair here, and we're gonna go to the left side now. So we'll walk the legs over to the side, get set up so legs can be slightly open wider, or stretching that back leg all the way out. Arms, you might just, starting with the waist, we're turning the hips and the waist towards the front of the room. And then from here, if you're comfortable, you can stay here, or you can hinge over to that side, resting the arm onto the leg. For added challenge, you can bring that right arm up above the head. stretching out. We're trying to stretch the side body here. Wherever you're at, let's take a couple deep breaths. And on the next inhale, we'll come up and walk the legs back over to the left. Let's move back to center and allow ourselves a couple breaths in mountain pose. Great job. On the next inhale, let's stand up. We're going to move in between the chairs and we're going to flip this chair so that we have support from the back. We'll be doing a couple balancing poses. So to start out, you can face your chair, or if you want, you can face forward. You could actually, let's turn both of these so that the backs face inward. That way we've got the support. I'll do it forward, but if you want both hands on the chair, just face your chair. So we're going to start with the right leg. Spread your feet, pressing evenly into the ground, and then shift your weight over to the left so that you're balanced over the left leg. The right leg, whether you're holding one chair or two, we're going to bring into the left, first just lifting the heel off the ground. You're welcome to stay here. You can even stay with the foot a little bit further out, or you can start to lift the knee up, flexing the foot. Option 2. Option 3, you're lifting the leg even higher and wrapping the hand around the front of the knee. Okay, find your pose. We're going to be here for a little bit. This is all about stability and balance. We're trying to keep the shoulders rolled back, the spine long, making sure that you're breathing. If you find you're holding your breath, then move to a different level of the pose. This is going to be a challenge. It's okay if you let the leg drop and then pick it back up. It's all about really rooting down through that standing leg and using your core. Inhale. And on the next exhale, we're going to draw it out to the side. So if you're up here like I am, stay there. I'm going to show the other variations. So one variation could be without the hands, just having the leg partly up, or you can be on the ground, just lifting the heel up. Okay? Take a couple more breaths wherever you are. And then let's draw it back in towards center. And we're going to remove our hand if we're holding it here. For everybody else, we're just going to stretch the leg out. So either you're on the ground with the heel touching and the toe pointing up, or you're off the ground for the other two levels. If you really want to test the balance, if you're feeling comfortable here, you might take one hand off the chair, or you might just hover both hands off the chairs. And exhale, let's bring it down. Let's shake both those legs out. Just kind of bicycle through the legs, lifting the heels. You might even stretch this leg because those muscles have been doing a lot of work. You can be here and just stretch it back. You might reach down and grab the cuff of your pants, or you might grab your leg and try to stretch it up. That will also be a good stretch for the side of that leg. You can also turn the chair around and just set that ankle onto the chair. Look forward, push the hips forward, and let's let the leg come back down. Let's move to the other side. So either turn to the opposite chair, or you can stand between the two chairs like I was. We're going to start by having the feet open slightly. We're going to shift that weight over, let's see. Yeah, we lifted the right leg first, so now we're lifting the left leg. Shift over to the right, really root down through that foot, find your stability in this leg. Then we're going to draw the left leg in. So you might stay here with the heel lifted, toes touching. If you're feeling comfortable here, you might lift the leg, flexing the foot, or for the highest level of balance, you might lift the leg in towards the chest and wrap your hand around the front of the knee. Allowing yourself to breathe here, adjusting according to your body and your needs. We're going to be here a while, so relax into it. And then drawing that leg out to the side. Remember, you can be halfway down or you can just have the toe touching. We're just trying to open up through the hips, working on other muscles that will help us with stabilization through the legs. And then on the next inhale, let's come back to center. And we're drawing the leg out in front of us, trying to straighten the knee. Either we're holding the foot up in the air or we just have the heel on the ground. Still trying to stand up nice and tall, not letting ourselves sink back. I know this can be really tricky. And exhale, let's bring it down. Okay, pedal it out. Great job, guys. Okay, from here, let's bring our chairs back. Pick the chair that you like best. Coming down for a moment, let the arms fall to the sides. Inhale, let's bring the arms up, flip the palms, and maybe lift them or keep them where they're at. And exhale, let's hinge forward either to the knees or to the ground. Inhale, either look forward or lift yourself halfway up. And exhale, fold back down wherever down is for you. Inhale, we're coming all the way up, and this time, instead of bringing the arms up, we're going to hinge forward at the hips, draw the arms forward, and lift ourselves, either engage through the feet and through the muscles so that you feel all the muscles in your legs and core. Or if it's part of your practice, you might open the feet wider. You can stand up, keeping the knees bent, into a chair pose. So we're going to be here for 3 to 5 breaths. So challenge yourself. Maybe 3 is the challenge for you. Take 3 deep breaths. And then maybe 2 more. And then on the exhale for everyone, let's sit it back down. Great job. Deep full inhale and exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Great job. From here, you can move over to another chair. You can stay where you're at. We're going to face inward, whichever chair we're on. So face in, and let's bring the back foot up. So for us right now, that's going to be our left foot. So left foot comes up, and then we're going to bring the right foot out to the side. You might scoot to the edge of your chair, and we're going to try to drop that left knee back. If you don't feel too stable here, you can keep it forward a little bit further, but we're just gonna sit here for a moment, beginning to stretch through that leg. You can sit up straight, or you can lean slightly forward, maybe even reach for those toes. Taking a couple deep breaths. And then inhale, let's come up. Bring that foot forward and step that foot off the chair. For this one only, I'll have you switch chairs, but after this, we should be able to do both sides on the same chair. So wherever you're at, stand up and move. I guess the leg would have been different for you than me, but let's bring the back leg, whatever that is for you, up. Slide that other hip off slightly, and then drop that leg down, getting a little bit of a stretch. From here, you can stay nice and tall, or you can start to lean forward, reaching for that toe. Trying to keep the spine long still. My back might look a little funny because I've got my speaker there. Great job. Straighten back up. Let's bring that leg forward and bring that other leg down. Now you're welcome to stay where you are, switch sides. We're going to bring both legs up onto that other chair. You've noticed I don't have the chairs back behind me. I have it here for support. If you're really wanting to have it behind you, if that makes you feel more comfortable, you can switch the direction of your chair. So we're going to try to sit nice and tall, trying to have the hands on the thighs, drawing the shoulders back. We're trying to create an L with our body. So that might be really hard. It might be impossible at this point for some of us, but that's okay. We're just trying to do it in our mind. If the body's not there yet, see yourself sitting nice and tall in your mind. For those of us who are feeling comfortable here, you might also reach forward and put the hands on the shins, or you might reach towards the toes to get a deeper stretch. For some of us, even sitting tall with the legs straight might be too much, so you might plant the feet and just have the knees up and try to lengthen that spine with the knees bent. So wherever we are, find your version of the pose and breathe into it. We do a lot of breathing in yoga. Part of the purpose of that is to allow us to sit in the pose long enough for it to help our body start to lengthen and strengthen. Great job. Wherever you are, even if the knees are a little bent, we'll stay here and we're going to move into a figure 4. So starting with the right leg, we're going to keep one leg down and the other leg can come up. And again, with anything, if this is too much, we can always just keep the legs forward for more of a restorative pose and more of a lengthening pose. We're going to take the ankle and cross it over our other knee, and then try to let that knee fall out. This might be a little bit too much for us, especially if we've had like hip or knee replacements. So if this is difficult for you, you're also welcome to take that other foot off the chair and just have it go straight down. That will put less pressure on your knee and leg. So either with the foot out in front of you or down on the ground, you can sit nice and tall here, or you can hinge forward for more sensation through the back of the leg. Take a couple deep breaths wherever you are. Allowing the body to start to feel the pose, start to relax into the pose while still engaging through the muscles. Inhale, come up, and let's bring that leg down. So you might bring it down to the ground if you're wanting to keep the feet planted, or if your feet are up, you'll just bring it forward. Moving to the other side. This time I'll do it keeping my leg up. Sorry, we just did that one, moving to this side. So taking the opposite leg, the front leg, whatever that is for you, let's grab the ankle. We're going to bring that above the knee, start to drop out the knee of the foot that's up. We want to flex the foot to help protect the knee. You might stay nice and tall here, or you might hinge slightly forward. Wherever you are, make sure that you're breathing. Make sure that you're in a pose that's working for your body. Inhale, come up if you're leaning forward, and let's bring that leg back out. Great job. So everyone, let's bring the legs back up onto the chair, and we're going to do a couple other poses here. Okay, moving the chair in a little bit. We'll need it a little bit closer to us for this next pose. So you might bring your legs down to move it in, and then let's bring them back up. So for this next pose, we're going to bend the knees out as we bring the feet, soles of the feet together. You might scoot forward on your chair. Find a place where you're comfortable. If the back of the chair is bugging you, you can always flip it so that it's behind you. And we're going to start to lean forward. So maybe rock from side to side with the hips. See where you can come. We're going to lean forward, trying to keep the spine nice and long at first. And there might be different levels of flexibility here. We might be grabbing around the shins, the ankles, or the feet. See how you're feeling. Again, always the option to bring the legs off the chair and try to bring the feet together on the ground if this isn't working for your hips. Let's breathe here. Remember, we're trying to pull the chest forward right now. Don't worry, we'll have an option where we're going to round the chest in the same pose, round the spine. Take one or more deep breaths. And then on your next exhale, let's round through the spine. We're tucking the head down. Kind of doing a more restorative version of the pose. Inhale, walk yourself back up, straighten those legs out. You might slide yourself back on the chair, you might push this chair forward, flex the feet, and point. And you can do this with legs bent or straight. And then bring them back up, working from the back leg, whichever that is for you. Let's lift it up and plant it so that the knee comes straight up to the ceiling, the toes point straight forward. And you're welcome to wrap the hands around that leg and stay, or exhale, lean forward, reaching towards that other foot. Remember, both knees can be bent here. One might have a slight bend. We want one leg that's the straight leg, even if we have a slight bend, and then one leg that's the bent leg. Breathe here. Couple more breaths. Allowing the neck and the shoulders to relax, not holding tension there. And inhale, look forward, exhale, let's release and move to the other side. So this leg comes down, this other leg comes up. You might be here, sitting nice and tall, or you might fold to the inside of that leg, reaching for the opposite foot. Leg bent or straight for the back leg. But if it's bent, we just want a slight bend. This knee is constantly fighting to stay up. It's not coming out to the side. We're trying to keep it nice and tall. Taking a couple more breaths at your pace. And then inhale, look forward, wherever you are, and then exhale, let's release the pose. Great job. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. We're going to do a twist and then we'll move on. So inhale, let's bring that back leg up again, and exhale. You might stay forward, always the option to stay forward, or you might bring your front hand around the back of that leg, your back hand to your chair, and then draw the chest towards the back of the room. that straight leg, you want to flex the foot so that all your muscles are engaged here. Taking a couple deep breaths, either in your tall pose or your twist. And then exhale, unwind. So this other side is going to be a little bit different. Unless you want to switch chairs, you're always welcome to switch chairs. Because I'm not switching chairs, I have the back arm, so the opposite arm is going to wrap around the front of the leg, and then this arm will just come to the side of the leg and you'll draw your body forward. Or if you switch chairs, you can use the leverage of the back of the chair. So wherever you are, whether you're straight or twisted, allow yourself to breathe. Make sure that that straight leg has a flexed foot. One more breath. And exhale, unwind. Great job. So from here, let's bring both legs down. And we're going to move into an adapted child's pose. So we're going to walk the hands out. You can open the feet a little bit wider if you want. And either resting with the hands down, elbows down, or you can go deeper by crossing the arms in front of you and letting the forehead rest on the arms. Wherever you are, just relax in that pose for a moment. Allowing yourself to breathe deeply. Allowing the hips to draw back and the chest to relax down. And then when you're ready, start to walk yourself back up. We're going to do one last effort of class, and then we'll move into our Shavasana. So for this, we'll bring the feet back up onto that chair. We're keeping the knees up this time. You're going to want the support of the back of your chair. This is going to be more of a balance. So option one, you stay here and maybe bring both your arms forward. If you feel comfortable, your feet are planted, we're leaning back slightly while keeping the spine long. Level two, you might start by holding on your chair to see how you do. You might bring the heels off the chair. So just the toes are touching, the toes are pointed. Level three, you might lift one leg, take a couple breaths here, and then come down. Lift the other leg, take a couple breaths here, and come down. Level four, you might bring the weight back a little bit further, still keeping that spine long, and then lift both those legs off the chair. Take several breaths, 3 to 5, and then come back down. So choose your level of the pose, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's no wrong level. It's all about you and about what you need today. And we'll be here for 3 more breaths. Trying to draw the chest up and forward. The gaze looks forward. And then wherever you are, let's stretch the legs out, flexing the feet, bring them down. Great job. Let's stretch the arms up and forward. Either they stay here or they can stretch all the way up. You might even put a slight arch in the spine. And then exhale, let's come back down. Inhale. And exhale. Great job. Couple options for Shavasana. You might turn so that your back's against the back of the chair. You can slide back so that your spine's supported. You can allow the hips to fall forward. You might just rest the hands in the lap and you can let the chin drop. And then close the eyes. So option 1, you're welcome to stay there. Option 2, we'll just do 2 options today. So the seated version or the laying down version. The laying down version, we're just moving into that child's pose. So either with the arms like this and the head dropped, legs can be as wide as comfortable, or you can cross the arms and let the head rest on the arms. If there's an issue with the shoulders, you can always put a block or a pillow here to rest the head on, and you can always let the arms drop down by the legs. That'll take any pressure from bringing the shoulders forward away. So finding your version of Shavasana, allow the breath to return to a normal tempo. Coming in and out, not too fast, not too slow. If you've been breathing really deeply throughout class, allow the breath to start to relax. Do a mental scan of the body, relaxing through the toes, the feet, the ankles, scanning the muscles in the legs, allowing each of them to relax and release. Allowing the hips to relax, allowing the muscles through the core and the chest to relax and release, letting the shoulders, the arms, the wrists and the hands relax and melt into either the chair or towards the ground, depending on the position you're in currently. Take a few moments to be entirely in the moment, to be aware of what you're feeling, how you're feeling, where you're at, what you're touching. Allowing the mind to be as still as the body. And when you're ready, you can begin to reawaken the body, beginning maybe by moving the fingers and toes. If you're in child's pose, you can start to come up. If the eyes are closed, you can open them. We're eventually making our way back into a mountain pose, bringing the hands to heart center. When there, allow yourself to breathe for just a moment. Eyes can stay open or they can close. Thank you for this practice. Thank you for showing up today. Namaste. I enjoyed practicing with you. If you enjoyed this practice, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.